Welcome back to Twin Flame Energy Podcast Radio. I'm your host, AJ.
And I'm your co-host Damo, and we are live streaming tonight
Yeah.
on Podbeam and I think Twitch too.
Yep.
Yes. Okay.
Yep.
Twin flame energy. Twin flame energy. Twin flame energy. Twin
Just had to throw that in there.
energy. Twin flame.
My brain's not on. I thought it had already happened.
No, it's okay. I just threw it in there.
So, what was that?
It's only right.
Well, this is podcast number. You know what?
I didn't do that. That
I
wasn't me.
promise. By the third one, we're gonna get this sucker right.
No, that's
This
it.
new Podbeam Live we're using. We like it, but we still working
Yeah,
out
no,
kinks.
it's awesome. Awesome.
Yeah. Once again, this is podcast number 21.
Yeah.
And we just want to say welcome. Thank you for tuning in.
Woo.
Let's chat.
Let's chat.
I love the sound effects. I'm not
Absolutely.
even stop.
I know they wouldn't
Joking.
stop either. Like you want an Oscar.
Yeah. Man, too soon. Too soon.
I know, right?
Too
I know.
So, we get a glance. 7-day recap. Now 8 days. We're a day late. It's all good though.
Yeah.
How's your week been?
It goes by so fast that you barely know sometimes. 2
Feels more
weeks
like
go
3
by.
days.
Like 2 weeks go by and it feels like it's only been like a couple days.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? Like I feel like we just watched Grey's Anatomy, but we missed 2 episodes.
Missed one. Tomorrow will be the second.
The next one.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like that sometimes. You're like, dang.
Yeah,
what?
every time
It's-
I be
is
like,
it really
it's
Thursday?
a Grey's night. It's Thursday. You'd be like, no, it's not.
Right.
Yes, it is.
Right.
So, yeah, it's been going by pretty fast. I'm on my long week, 7-day stretch at work.
Mm-hmm.
So that's always fun, but exhausting at the same time. Yeah.
Yes,
so
it is.
exhaustion. It's funny because I'm off school until April 11th. So I'm trying to fill in my time that I would be doing schoolwork with all the things I'm not doing because I'm in school. so it's like I feel like I'm maybe burning the candles at both ends, and I don't sleep or prioritize sleeping as much as I probably should.
Right.
Like I think this evening, for example, we took a nap. And in my mind, I was like, if he doesn't get up, I'm just going to let it be. And then you got up. And I was like, okay. I guess I'm going to get up.
But it was different tonight because it was like, yeah, I was just so exhausted. I didn't get much sleep at all.
That's why I was like, just going to let it ride.
Like, none. So I was like, yeah. And I felt like I was so, like, delirious. I was like, I don't know what my name is. My eyes are crossed. You know?
Yeah.
So it was a lot. I was very, 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 very tired.
But I partially have like this undertone fear because what happens is when we're doing a lot of work, like recording a lot of music or doing whatever we're doing, and then we stop, then like 6 months go by.
Yeah.
So I'm afraid to stop almost. And I literally like told myself the other day, I was like, I think I have an underlying anxiety of stopping. And that's why I've been like, I can't stop.
Right,
I can't stop.
right.
What do you mean we're taking the night off? No, we're not.
Like, what are you talking about?
Because what happens is that one night turns into 2, turns into 7, turns into 14, turns into 30, turns into 6 months. And then you're like, we went almost a year, right?
Yeah.
Without recording anything.
Right. That's true.
That's like unfathomable. You know what I mean? Like, what?
Yeah.
So I don't want that to happen.
Right.
But we also have to prioritize rest. You know.
Right. And that's what we talked about. We talked about that last time. That
Mhm.
rest is just, man, it's those things where it's like, stop playing with it. Just stop playing with it. Just get it.
Yeah.
Don't mess around with it. Like,
Yeah.
you know, back in the day, oh my God, we was like trucks
I
back
just
in
want
the
to know
day,
where that
man.
energy went.
Man, let me tell you. We would be up till
Not
about
fair.
6 o'clock and then still have to go to work
And be good.
and then still be okay and do it again the next day.
Right off the adrenaline. Like, yeah.
I'm like, when did we sleep? Because it didn't happen.
I would most likely die if I did that right now. Not even gonna
Yeah,
lie.
that's just.
I would just literally just start shaking.
Yeah. Man.
But
Who
it's
are
so
you
funny.
telling?
That segues to time management that I was thinking about. Because one thing I have noticed within the last couple of weeks, have become obsessed. I know this. I got a PhD in wasting time that I'm aware of. I know how to make 20 hours go by, and I've done absolutely nothing. So I'm trying to learn how to tackle time better. And that time management has gone into, just trying to do. And what I have noticed is that there is so much time. There is a lot of time there if you actually prioritize it, manage it, and use it,
Right.
So that's one thing that has become a lot more prevalent to me.
Yeah, it's a lot more time than you expect or think. There's a lot more time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In the day. It's just really how you use it. Because like sometimes you'll think you'll be sitting there contemplating on what you're going to do for the day. 2 hours will go by while you're thinking about what you're planning on doing. And then you're like, oh, yeah, okay. Now I'm going to do this. Oh, and I didn't get to do this. I didn't get to do that. That's what happens after the next day. And then you're like,
that's me. That's
wait a minute. You sat for 2 hours thinking.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And
that's what I'm really good at.
Yeah.
Sitting and thinking about it. I can have an entire day in my head.
Yeah.
And then 6 hours went by and I'm like, I didn't get up and actually didn't do that day. It just lived in my head.
Yep.
Yeah.
Literally.
That's funny because that has kind of coincided with recently just the financial talks and just understanding how a lot of times we think it's about making more money, but it's more about actually looking at the money that's there and where exactly is it going. You know what I mean? And it's all about management and it's all about planning. It's like literally there's not one part of your life that doesn't require some type of plan.
Right.
And you notice how many different areas in life you aren't planning and where you're wasting. So if you're not time blocking and planning your time, you're wasting time. If you're not meal planning, like I've been saying recently, we've been saying it for years, we've never done it, but I really am to the point now where I'm like, listen, we're gonna have a freaking menu in this place. Be like, Tuesday, it's Taco Tuesday. Wednesday, whatever Wednesday. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I have all that stuff planned out, so it's like not only one of the things that actually starts a lot of arguments for us is what's for dinner.
Oh Lord.
We won't ever have to have that conversation anymore if we plan.
Yeah.
Because that just that one sentence has made us go to bed not speaking many times.
That's so funny.
Including yesterday.
That's so funny. That is just hilarious. That's too funny.
It may sound crazy, but it's real.
No, it's very real. And that's just how.
Because let me set the scenario. Let me set the scenario. Because it's like, it's the end of the day. You're tired. I'm like, I've been at work all day.
Yep.
I worked by myself too, so I was the only one there. And then it's like, I'm not a food connoisseur. People may think I am, but I'm not. I actually am not a fan of food, and it might be because my palate is so small. I have not broadened my horizons the way I should.
Right.
And I'm open to doing that. It's just I don't know where to begin. So a lot of times when it's time for dinner, I'm not interested in food. I wish I could literally grab an IV and no longer be hungry. Like, I'm over it. I want no part.
Who are you telling?
And so the conversation goes, what's for dinner? It's like, I don't know. And you're like, well, what I'm gonna make you not gonna like? And I'm like, well. And next thing you know,
it becomes, and it's like, and then just like, when you add, that's just what we do as humans, how we like operate and how life just can take so much of a toll. It's the small things that accumulate that becomes so many big things in our entire like existence. So as we're living, the littlest things happen, and it's like, that's just that. That's just that. That's just that. And then there's 20 things later, you're like, I'm boggled down with so much, and you'll be like, so much of what?
Right.
The little things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Stuff
Yeah.
like that. When you have kids, you're like, okay, so they don't like to eat this, or they don't like to eat that. Let me see. Oh, no onions in this one. You know what I mean? Like little, and you're like, okay, it's stressful.
And
It
then,
is
look,
stressful.
you know what? But then it's stressful enough. But then add in the knowledge of food. When you talk about like being plant-based,
Yeah.
or vegetarian,
Yeah.
or veganism,
Yeah, because
or
yeah.
knowing that if it's not organic, it's full of pesticides.
Right.
That's why
Right.
there's nothing that gives me an anxiety attack like grocery shopping.
True.
Like I would just
understand.
stand in front of the freaking
Yeah, 'cause
strawberries for 20 minutes and just stare at them.
Like me, I could get like, a bowl with just veggies and rice, and I would be happy every day of my life.
Nobody else.
And nobody like nobody wants
I
that.
will
You know what I mean?
scream and be like,
Nobody wants that.
Freaking rice out of my face.
Yeah, she does.
Rice,
She's
dude.
will
I'm
slap
like,
the bowl.
"This rice."
What are you doing? I hope it ain't no bowl. Like even if it's not rice in a bowl, if I bring a bowl with other food in it, she's like, oh my god, no, not a bowl, not a bowl, not a bowl.
I'll eat like 3 or 4 bites, and I'm like, if it, like I said,
man.
I'm not a food connoisseur, so I'll eat until my body's like, we good. And I'll be like, I'm good too. And it'll be like 4 bites. I'm like, yeah, I'm really done with this. Unfortunately. So I think if we start meal planning, like on the weekends, like sitting down for 20 minutes and literally writing down some meals, I think
Right.
we can not only minimize our grocery bill, because that thing is bonkers, but then we can also minimize the stress attached to dinner time, you know?
Right.
And like I said, with money management, the money is there. You just got to know where
Yeah.
it's going.
Yeah.
So,
Yep, 'cause
and
little,
make a
like,
priority of what
yeah.
you need to make a priority.
You won't even think about it until you like look at what you spend in a glance, and you're like, okay, like we just spent 20 here, or this was $10 for this was 20 this. And then when you actually go backwards and look, you're like, they look at the list. You mean to tell me all these 20s, they add up to $1,500 for groceries? You're like, what the heck is that? You know, so you
Like,
you
and then
lose
it's-
your mind. You're like, what? Wait, what?
And then it's like, we always felt like we didn't have no food.
We didn't have no food or money, and then you're like, what's going on? What's happening? You know, it's just the way things just flow. You know what I mean? So it's like managing your time can save your life
And your money.
and your money and just everything.
Yeah.
You know, because you can feel like you have a lot, or you make a lot of money, but then you still feel like you don't have enough.
Right.
And then you're like, well, where is it going? Why is it going there? What is it? And then you know, once you evaluate those things, it's always the small things,
Yeah.
you know?
And in the conversations that you never have.
Yeah.
Like it was just recently, I was like, we don't ever sit down and talk about our goals, or sit down and talk about the quarter,
Mm-hmm.
or, you know, hey,
Mhm.
first quarter of, I mean, let's be real, to have a family and all the things that we have,
Yeah.
you have to almost conduct it like it's a business.
Yeah.
So you have to say, hey,
You
in
do.
2020, these are the
Yeah.
things we want to get done in a year. These are the things we want to get done in 6 months.
Yep.
These are things we want to get done in the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter. And that's something we've never done. And we're just now getting to the point of being like, maybe we should do that.
Yeah, like I feel like I need a assistant for not only my business, but I need an assistant for just life. Hey, it's time to eat. You know?
Yeah.
Your muffin is right here.
Oh, God.
Put it in your mouth. It's like
Well, you in particular, you won't eat all
well, no,
day.
I'll just keep going and not think about my life and
Until you're
what
about
my
to
name
pass
is.
out.
until I
Mhm.
don't remember my name, and I'm like, wait,
I I've been eating today.
I am not a ninja. Okay, got you. I am me. Yeah. That's how it gets.
Yeah.
Literally how it gets.
So I have something on here that I refuse to talk about, so we're just gonna skip it, okay?
Oh,
There will be no pop culture talk today because I'm talked out, I'm read out, I'm listened out, and I don't want to hear any more about the Oscars.
well, how about this? Instead of us talking about it, we'll let the people decide and comment what they believe and feel.
That's okay. Don't do
About
that.
Everything.
Nope.
Oh
Like I said,
man.
I've read enough.
I know, literally, it's so much. It's
I
too
would
much.
literally.
It's too much. But anyways, outside of that, how do you feel mentally, physically, emotionally, at a glance?
At a glance. You can't take words out of my own mouth. I wrote this.
Well, I just did.
How do I feel mentally? I feel mentally invigorated, physically drained, emotionally repressed.
Right.
Oh, big words.
Okay. That was a lot.
Should I expound on that?
Yeah.
Mentally invigorated because I've been doing so much creatively.
Okay.
And the more I do creatively, the more my brain moves. When I'm not
Right.
being creative, my brain's like, why the fuck are we here?
Right.
And now we can get on autopilot and chill. More like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the kid in the back of the room that
Yeah.
knows they're not learning anything at the moment
Right.
says, let's go into stasis.
Yeah.
And so that's where
Yeah.
I remain until
Yeah,
I get a chance
stasis,
to be
yeah.
creative. Because
Right.
all the regular stuff is just regular and it's easy to do.
Grunt work.
Yeah, the grunt work.
Yep.
The 2 + 2 is 4.
That's how.
blah,
Remember, I
blah,
was telling you
blah.
the other day when I was getting the car fixed, going back and forth from mechanic to this mechanic to that mechanic,
Mhm.
flipping around. I mean, driving all over the place, and it was like you need to, get something to get your energy up. And I'm like, you know what? I'll lay down when I lay down because this is grunt work.
Mhm.
I'll get it done, and I'll physically make it
Yeah.
there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'll but when it's like a creative space though,
Yeah.
then I feel like, I want to be all in,
Yeah.
even more than the grunt work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I want to, because I go to another place and dimension when I'm being creative,
Yeah.
and I would say I feel that way too.
Yeah.
In terms of creativity, I'm mentally, physically, and emotionally in a very high state or high place because the creative stuff is just popping. It is happening. You know what I mean?
How do you feel physically?
Physically,
Because you just said you were
Physically.
physically in a high place, and I'm like,
No,
I don't
no,
think
no,
you
no.
heard yourself.
I meant creatively. Creatively, yeah. But no, just yeah. I don't know. I'm all over it. Clearly, mentally and physically and emotionally, on a different level outside of creativity, I need to get myself together, basically,
It was
and focus on me and taking care of myself.
Yeah. What was so funny is because we were having a conversation actually at work today with my coworkers, and we were talking about our last argument, and then we were talking about how a lot of people say they can't work with their spouse,
Yeah.
and how for me what I have learned is compartmentalization, and I think it's something that a lot of people should learn how to do. Because when you have more than one seat that you're sitting in, they can't all blend.
Right.
And when you can cut from one seat to the next seat, then you can be able to work more efficiently.
Yeah.
Like when I'm in work mode, when we're either doing music or this podcast or anything else,
Yep.
when we put ourselves in the seat of being in work mode, then all of the other life stuff can't get in the way and fuck up the flow.
Yeah, we have to look at our bodies and our relationships and our people that we're around as we have 3 different versions of those people.
Yes.
3 different people.
Don't let one muddy up
And
another.
When you have work, wife or husband, just deal with work, wife, or husband, and only expect work, wife, or husband. Don't expect husband to show up.
To work husband.
Yeah, because then what happens is it causes tension, and then other things get into the pot and start muddying up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, don't come in the kitchen and put some other seasonings, and this ain't for that.
Yeah.
It's not that meal.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, that's why a lot of people in relationships and work, and they say they don't mix and this and that. Clearly it mixes because it wouldn't have began. So there's something that's there.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of maintaining it, and maintaining it means separation.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, the creative husband and wife, when you're in creative space, only expect that person. Don't expect, you know.
Yeah, because it's funny, because the day, like, we had a day where we had a spat, not a huge one, but enough to be like, I ain't feeling working or whatever. But I was feeling working. And so I was laying down, and I finally was like, you know what, fuck this. I said, I don't care if we had a little spat. That's a husband spat. I'm in work mode, and I don't have time for work mode.
And
Get jacked up over a husband spat.
I remember
I came
that.
out and
Yeah,
I was like,
actually,
you
I
know
remember
what?
that.
I said, listen, we're not doing this.
Yep.
I want to work. So
And-
let's work.
And that
And a whole song.
and what came out of that was crazy fire.
Yeah.
Crazy
so it's
fire.
kind of like,
But
it wouldn't have happened
but
if
this
I would
would've
have
happened.
stewed in husband mode.
But this what happened is, you know,
It cleared the energy of
it-
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It cleared all of that. You said it before I did.
I know.
Clearly, I need another sip of that. No, I'm good.
Cafe?
No, I'm okay.
Yeah. So I thought, so for all those out there who work in the same place where they lay,
Yeah.
I guess, learn how to compartmentalize and break up those situations.
Yeah.
It's like you've got different modes, and then you can learn how to compartmentalize. So you can be like, I'm pissed at this person,
Yeah.
but this person,
That's
we
it.
about to flow.
That's it.
For us, we have this third mode, which is the best friend side.
Yeah.
And that's where we watch. Listen, I don't watch TV shows with my husband. I watch TV shows with my best friend.
Oh.
You get what I'm saying?
That's
I go
another
to the,
way
I go to the
think about it.
movies with my best friend, not my husband. So because that's a friendship mode. So the thing about it is,
Yeah.
for us, we're
That's so funny.
hardcore
That is so
sci-fi
weird.
people. Like we're obsessive about our sci-fi and our superhero shows, our Marvel, DC, secondary, and
Did you have to throw the DC in secondary?
always will be. But
Yeah.
but that's it. And so it's like we have a spat, and then we don't watch the show, and we
Right.
both pissed because we wanted to see the show.
Like, no, we gonna watch this.
You know what I'm saying? Like if
Moon Knight is
like
on.
like on Saturday. If we fight, and then we don't go see Morbius, that would be stupid.
Yeah, that would be so dumb.
So then I gotta compartmentalize.
Yeah. Yeah.
Me and the best
Yeah.
friend are going to see Morbius.
Right.
If I fight with the husband, I will leave him at home.
Like, you stay right where you are. Literally.
It may
Yep.
sound crazy, but it works.
No,
I've
that's-
tried it out and it works.
That's it. That's how you that's how you get through. That's how you get through things. And that's how you get through a lot of tension. Because let's say, for example, if we were to get metaphysical for 2 seconds, anytime, and yes, I do have a meditation page, Trilogy Zen. Go follow if you.
Hello.
Healing frequencies and such.
Hello.
And this is the first time I'm actually speaking about it. It's the first time I'm actually speaking about my meditation and frequencies and healing and stuff like that. But
New video went up today.
I did just post a new video. It's New Year Energy Meditation. So go ahead and check it out.
Because it is
Trilogy
spring.
Zen, YouTube. But what I was going to say is that when you have a blockage in anything, you go from your root chakra to your sacral. Your sacral chakra is the doorway of all your blockages. And that's that creative, sexual energy. And without that, you can't move forward, and you can't clear, and you can't remove that tension. So that goes back to, in a relationship or anything else, you go to the movie with your best friend husband, not the other one. not the other way around. So you know what I mean? That's how that works.
I'm totally
Yep.
with that.
Yep. So and then it clears that sacral and that creative fun energy, and then all of a sudden you won't even be mad no more. Then you'll be able to you'll be able to go to a relationship, or go to a conversation and not argue, or
Actually
clear
listen.
the air, and and realize, oh, I said something stupid. Yeah, I did. Okay.
Yeah,
you know,
'cause when
and
you're
keep
in
it
that
moving.
crazy mode, you can even hear not yourself or your spouse at that moment.
Right.
It's just you're more in like I must protect myself mode. And
Absolutely.
it's just like
Absolutely. That's it. That is it.
Yeah. So, have you read anything good lately?
I did actually. I read the article saying that the PlayStation was available for sale at Amazon, and I didn't get it.
So
So
that article was only relevant for about 3.5 seconds.
yes, it was. That was over with. That was a good read.
It was.
It was a good read.
No,
Good
it was a
times.
disappointing read.
It was very
and
disappointing.
it was.
I had it in my
2
car.
years later,
I
still-
checked out, and it just went away. They took it out of my cart, mind you. So people who need one, still looking for one, Amazon will take it out of your cart and put it in your save for later, like you did it. And then you got to go back and try to put it back in, and they'll glitch the whole. It's a mess.
Listen,
It's a mess.
after 2 years, this shit is still going on.
It's a mess.
Just let it lay where it lay. I say continue to do what you do, and one will fall in your lap, like the Xbox fell in our lap.
Yes, it did.
So at the end of the day,
But
it'll fall in our lap at some point in time when it's supposed to. That's how I look at it.
It
I'm not
will.
chasing. I am not chasing anything.
no, yeah, it's gonna fall in my lap.
That's how it feels.
And I'm-
Sometimes every
yeah.
time you call, if I'm at work or anywhere, and you're like, hey, and then I start getting involved,
Yeah,
and I'm refreshing the page with you.
yeah.
I get to a point I'm like, why am I chasing this shit? I'm not doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, literally.
But seriously, have you read anything good lately outside of the PlayStation? I just started a book tonight, actually.
Not since like our last podcast, no.
Yeah. Because obviously
What?
we didn't finish the book of the month. Kind of didn't feel like it at the moment, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't feel comfortable telling you what the name of the book is.
Oh, that book.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
But it's a book
About the womb.
divine feminine energy.
Yeah.
Title's a bit explicit.
No, but no. Yeah, I think people probably should definitely get on that. You know,
Yeah.
women definitely should be in it.
Yeah.
Honestly, not just women. I think men need to know more about the womb and the power of it
Yeah.
and what it does and what it's capable. I think a lot of men shy away from understanding
Yeah.
what the womb does and what it means and how it flows, and the moon color can shade a different way, and the womb energy is different.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think men need to know more about that. You know what I mean? So if your woman is reading it, pay attention.
Yeah.
I say that one.
And even if you don't have a woman and you just read up on divine feminine energy, it'll make you a lot more
Understand,
aware
yeah.
of women.
Yeah, definitely.
That might be why you don't have one, because you don't know anything about them. For all those out there who are, confused as to why they're alone.
Hey.
Let's see. Do you have anything good in the pipeline? Any desires? Anything that you want to accomplish? I would say this second quarter that it's about to begin. April 1st, second quarter.
Honestly, I'm going to shoot very smart and obtainable, and as a goal, which is I'm shooting for, and I really desire consistency with the things that I need to do on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm.
Just something that simple, just consistency.
I agree.
Working on being consistent, because there's a lot of things that everybody needs to do every day, and it goes but like she said, I will literally not eat because I'm working on this, or I'm mixing that, and I'm doing this all day, and then I'm just not thinking about it, and so then I don't feel hungry ever. So then I'm like, okay, well, all right. And then I realized I didn't eat until dinner time. And then that's when we started arguing because we both just starving and just mad and just angry. And just like, ah! So yeah. Consistency of just, you know what I mean? Just doing the things that I need to do, and, you know, something simple as, you know, simple routines, or, you know what I mean? Just all that kind of stuff. Just consistency.
Yeah. I agree with that.
What about you?
It's so funny because I pulled out my Happy Planner. You know how Happy Planner makes me feel. My Happy Planner-aholic. However, I'll buy a bunch and then not touch it. It's strange.
I feel like it's like a bunch of toys for her. It's her toys. It's like she ain't planning nothing. It's just toys and fun.
Ain't planning nothing.
No. I didn't mean it that way.
Too busy living it to write it down.
I didn't mean it that way. I'm just saying, if people knew what a Happy Planner was,
it's a planner.
It's like
personalized.
Yeah, it's filled
really
with
a lot of cool stickers and add-ons.
Yeah, I think it's like a sticker book. It's toys. It's fun.
Don't hate on my Happy Planner.
I'm not.
Point is, I pulled it out this morning and I started getting into writing down stuff, and
Yeah.
And what I did was I wrote down that I want to do things like one thing at a time, or focus on one thing at a time. So I said in April, I really want to focus on physical activity, because I really want to get to a point where I'm not always starting something, where like the idea of like doing a 30-minute workout isn't new. It's just what I do.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I was like, if I focus on just the consistency of physical activity in April,
yeah,
and then kind of just do some research, because I'm interested in getting into the whole thing of not necessarily counting calories, but like the whole macro idea, to create like your meal plan and Right. I'm interested in that. So I'm thinking if I just focus on the physical activity, then I can do some more research on food. You know, I'm in a crossroads. You've remained like, anti-meat. I'm totally dwelling in the meat, but to a certain extent. It's not necessarily where I want to be as often as I am right now. But right now, it's the one thing that's kind of sustaining me, because my food palette is so small. It's frustrating. So the meat items that I do eat, when they come in, they serve to. Yes, I saw that. They come in to like sustain me right now. You know what I mean? Right. But I'm not necessarily happy there. I would like to get to the point where I'm excited about food in a way that I don't feel like I have to go to Chick-fil-A for lunch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I would like to get there, but until then, that's keeping me alive.
I think, for me, it's like I'm just I'm not excited as I used to be. With like I used to be excited to cook and like make meals and plan and stuff, and I just just been so
burnt out.
Yeah, just so burnt out that I'm like, so I'm just excited that I don't have to make a meal, and then I just eat. I'm happy. I'm just happy. You know what I mean? Like, food is there. Like tonight, the vegetable fried rice, man, put me together.
That was cool.
But that's all I mean, for me, like, people need vegetable fried rice and, like, other stuff, and they eat, I don't know what they, chicken stuff, and sesame, teriyaki, whatever.
Listen,
I don't need none of that.
Now,
all I need.
Back in the day, you know your thing was back then.
Back in the day?
Yes.
Sesame chicken all day.
And they were in the General General
So.
Is it so?
General so chicken.
There's a T in there.
Yes.
Okay.
That ain't there. But
Whatever.
it's there. But I trust me, I know. So that's why when I make it at home, I make the vegan version. But still, when it's just, you know what I mean? Like, you're just tired, you know what I mean? You just want to be able to, like, I know I need to eat. Yes, I don't feel like cooking, you know what I mean? So that's how it feels sometimes.
Yeah.
You just get, exhausted.
It's funny because I wrote something down here. Tell me thoughts. I was actually watching another podcast, and somebody said something that kind of stuck out to me. They said, you want to be understood so badly that you can't really hear what else is being said.
Yeah.
I found that to be really
Yep.
interesting because it's like, I think a lot of us do that in conversations.
Right.
Like, there are times when we have conversations and you know how they say, don't be thinking about what you're about to say next.
Mm-hmm.
But it's hard to do that because in the moment you feel like what you're about to say is going to be good and you don't want to forget it.
You don't want to forget it. Yeah.
And so, but then you trying to put
Meanwhile,
it to the
you ain't
side.
heard nothing other
Yeah.
person. You're like, oh, I need to say. Then you say it, and it's like it ain't even relevant no more.
But then you put it to the side and you just listen.
Then you
And
forget.
then when that person's done talking, you can't remember. And you're like, huh. I was going to say something, but I don't know what happened to it.
I think every person should walk around with a conversation notebook
Oh, my God.
in their pockets. And it's like when you're in a conversation with somebody, even if it's something small. Girl, you heard about the... Hold on, let me get my book. Like, as you're trying to think about what you need to say, you write it down. Now you listen.
Mm-mm.
Okay, go ahead. All right.
I-
Now I have topics. Let me tell you what I was thinking. I mean, you know.
Listen, what I do a lot of times is I just kind of will write down. I write down notes sometimes when I
Mhm.
have like a thought. I'll write down, you know, make a little note in my Google Keep, and then from
best
there, yes, exactly.
Yep.
That's all I do.
Yep.
Like, what did I write down here? I'm looking back to see if I got one.
Of topics per se, or is-
Not topics, just I'll literally just write down a thought. I'll be like,
yeah.
you know, I have my moments where I feel
You know, I use Hangouts or Google Chat. Whatever. I use,
welcome.
I use like that, and I'll send like a text message to you or even myself
Hmm.
to remember something.
Yeah.
I don't ever think about the notes because I'll be like, I think notes are for important stuff.
Yeah.
So I just never like. But then if it's like something I wanted to say or think about, like, let me just send myself a text or hang out to you or something.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Like, random rant that I made about life says edited January 28th. Says I have no reason to waste my time or life force energy doubting whether or not things are true or false that literally have no bearing on my day-to-day life.
yeah,
Said if you tell me you saw a three-headed dog in the street, I'm cognizant to know in myself to know whether or not you seeing that three-headed dog matters to me. I don't have to rush to make my ego feel a certain way because you seeing something that I've never seen makes me feel some type of bodily function towards what you've seen.
right.
That it puts me in a position of feeling like, why am I not privy to see it? I feel like that's the ego thing. Like if you
Yeah.
see something I've never seen,
Okay. Yeah.
then my ego makes me feel like, well, how come it wasn't shown to me? And so then I have to be like,
yeah.
you're lying, because now my ego's gotten into the mix. And it's
Right.
like when you get to the point where you can be like, whether or not you saw what you saw really has no bearing on whether or not I wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
So I can be at peace with you living your truth and me being over here living mine.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'll have moments like that where I'll just write down something like that will come to my head, you know, and I'll just jot notes like that because, you know, sometimes it's those little moments of clarity when you're not in the middle of a conversation.
Yeah. I was gonna say it's clarity.
Yeah.
You know, like even last night when I was like I said, I was meditating and just, you know, really visualizing the aspects of everyone has a trilogy. Everyone has a three sides. Everyone is a living pyramid. You know what I mean? That's your everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you have to bring all three of those sides of you together in order to completely balance out. That also means separating those sides too when needed.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's just all about really having perfect unity and balance between every side of you.
The spirit, the soul, and the body.
Everything. So yeah, Yeah.
Yeah, I'm totally down for that.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, honestly, with this podcast or what we've been doing recently with these let's chat segments,
Yeah.
it's just kind of trying to be more intuitive. I think we got to a point where, or at least for me, it became like a second job in the middle of me going to school as a full-time student and working full-time, and then feeling like I've got to read these 30-page chapters every week about relationships and write these 10-page scripts and find 3 articles and write down all these things for us to fill up an hour or whatever with. And it got to a point where it was like, I think in February it hit a wall, and I was just like, yeah, I'm so tired. I think we're just gonna skip this week.
Right.
And 1 week turned into 2,
Right.
2 turned into 3, and then I was finally like, okay, maybe we need to get back to it. But I'm still not feeling the idea of all that work is still not resonating with me.
Right.
When I feel like
I mean,
sometimes
yeah,
it's just our conversations
if
that
it comes
are
to
cool.
that, yeah, if it should just be more as you flow.
Yeah,
So like you're reading a book currently right now. Throw in those nuggets as we talk.
yeah.
And then I mean I think that'll work.
Well, if I only read the first 3 or 4 pages before I started to nod off and got into bed and finished the nap with you, I was sitting there, that I felt myself head down,
Trust
and I
me,
forgot where it
people,
was
we're
on the
not old.
page.
We're not old. We're not old.
So I was like, all right, I think it's time to lay down.
Yeah.
But yeah, so obviously you guys let us know what you think about these less chat segments versus a very extremely structured. If you don't know what I mean by structure, listen back to podcast
Our whole season.
probably
2.
yeah, the whole season 2.
Yeah, our whole season.
Podcast 1 through 19.
Yeah.
And you'll see what structure looks like.
Yeah.
But I think that pretty much does it for today, don't you think? Any finishing thoughts?
Just I would say I would love to add some of the cards into this.
Yeah, we'll
I
put some
I wanna
cards.
do that.
We do sometimes pull cards in terms of
Yeah.
like some of the relationship decks. We have the long-term couples edition, and we have the
intimacy.
best self intimacy deck.
Yep.
So yeah, we'll definitely pull some of those out maybe
Yeah.
next time.
Really cool.
Definitely
conversation.
interested in investing in some more decks too, so we can have a lot more variety.
Yeah, that and maybe even a few other like brands too, other
Yeah.
genres of stuff.
Yeah.
Absolutely fun stuff.
For sure. Well, but that does it for this week's podcast. We will be back with more amazing content to share and
Yes, we
discuss.
will.
Thank you so much for tuning in today, and we will see you next week. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And we're going to leave you with the song of the day from our favorite group, Vapors.
Yeah.
If you haven't heard it, go stream it now wherever you stream your music. This song is called Where We Are. You have a
Where
great
We Are.
week. And of course, ignite your energy.
Where are we? Where we are? Where on earth can we be? Oh, tell me where. 'Cause everything that you say, the truth. And I don't think you even know the truth. Now, every time I think that you are thinking the mark inside of your heart. Up until now, you didn't know you. Searching abroad to get a new view. Where we going? Where we are? I don't even know. What's been on?
where we are. Hey, yeah. Look inside.